Hello, welcome to the second video for task 60. We are going to create a second assembly from these four choices, and I'm going to actually make the cube with the two triangles this time. So to get started, you're going to want to go to the Shared with Me sidebar and find under Shared with Me this file Starter Blocks for tasks 60, 61, and 62. I have shared that file with everyone in the class, so hopefully you'll find it very easily. Once you have that file open, we're going to copy the workspace into our classwork folder, and you can name yours task 60. I'm going to call mine task 60 with my name, with the number 2, since it's my second assembly, and I will copy here. Okay, so we are going to assemble a cube and two triangles. So let's start with creating a new assembly by clicking on the plus sign in the lower left corner, and we're going to find Create Assembly. Great, so I just see an empty assembly screen. I see the origin, which should be the center of our assembly. And now we're going to insert the pieces that we need. In order to make this assembly, I need the cube, the large rectangle, and, the large triangle, and the small triangle. So I think I can see I have all of these pieces. I'm going to click to place them in my graphics screen, and then I'm going to accept this step. Right now, I only see the two triangles. I think the cube is somewhere off in the distance. I'm going to right-click on my graphics area and choose Zoom to Fit. So now I do see I have my cube and I have the two triangles. Great. I would like to center one of these objects over the origin. I think I'm going to do that with the cube. Let me get a little bit closer here. Oops. So in order to do that, I'm just going to click once on the cube. I'm going to find this. When I click once, I can see this triad manipulator. And I'm going to find the circle that connects these arrows in the triad manipulator. I'm going to right-click on that small circle, and that opens up a menu including Move to Origin. So if I click on Move to Origin, that should have moved my cube to the origin. Let me see. I'm going to right-click here and choose Zoom to Fit. Okay, now I can see where everything is. I have my cube on the origin. I'm going to, notice the cube is not selected right now. I'm just going to hover over it, right-click, and choose Fix. That will prevent my cube from being able to be dragged around, which is what I want. I want one piece to be fixed in space. Okay, so we have now placed our cube. We want to join, it looks like we're going to join the cube with a small triangle if I want to make something similar to this diagram here. So I want to use Fasten Mates, or the Mate connector, Fasten Mate, and I'm going to find, when you think about how to connect these, I don't think I want to, well, maybe I could. I'm thinking maybe I could use the center of this face with the center of this this edge. Why don't we try that? Let's see what happens. So I'm going to click on the center of the face, and I'm going to click on the center of this hypotenuse of the triangle. And let's see, how does that look? No, that's not what I wanted. I would have to rotate, right? I might work if I rotate things. I think I'm going to try a different way. I'm going to try fasten mate. I'm going to try connecting this edge here. Let's connect one edge of the cube with one edge of the triangle. Let's see how that looks. That looks better, but the triangle is a little bit too high, isn't it? I think I might have accidentally grabbed the center of this edge. Let's try it again. Let me move this so I can really see. So I'm going to choose fasten mate. I'm going to grab this edge without grabbing one single point. I'm going to try to do the same thing here and grab an edge without grabbing just one point. Okay, that looks pretty good. Right, that actually looks like what I want. So I'm going to accept with the green check mark, and there we go. As I was saying in the last video, finding the right point to mate objects in an assembly and get the parts to line up just the way you want can be pretty challenging. So don't get frustrated. Just try different things, especially since we are just learning assemblies for the first time this week. We want to experiment, be open, and you might have to make a few tries, but you'll get it. And as you practice more, things will get a little bit quicker probably. So let's do our third piece. We need to lean this triangle up against the other triangle. I can tell right away I need to do some rotations. I'm going to start by clicking on our triangular prism here, and that opens up the triad manipulator, of course. I'm going to use not one of these arrows. The arrows will shift things up and down, back, front, left, right. I don't need an arrow. I need this circle with the two lines at the end of the arrow. These are what let me rotate. So notice I can rotate on 3 axes, right? The X, the Y, and the Z. So we're going to grab, I want to grab this axis here and rotate. I'm going to go for a 90-degree rotation. If you find you're not quite hitting 90 with your mouse, you can also type in the number 90 and press enter or return, and there you go. You've made a 90-degree turn. In order to finalize that, you can click off of the object in the white space, and there you go. So now I'm on the right, I have the right face facing down, I guess, but we're not pointing in the right direction, are we? Right? The narrow edge of the triangle should be on the right, but my narrow edge is on the left. So I need to do another rotation, and I think this time I'm going to rotate all the way around 180 degrees. Let's try it. So once again, if I click with my left click, my usual click, right on the part, I should see the triad manipulator, and I need to choose how I'm going to rotate. I think this time I want to use the circle on this axis here. Let's try it. That looks good. So I'm going for 180 degrees. Oh, there, I got it with my mouse. You can also, of course, type in the value there. But now that I've rotated 180 degrees, I'm going to press return or enter and click off of the object. There we go. I had to click twice. Maybe you will also. So next, we want to join these two faces so that they're leaning right up against each other. I'm going to find my fasten mate tool again. I think it looks to me like I'm going to have to join on the edges again, because I can kind of see that the left triangle, the small one, is not quite aligned with the tall triangle when we look at their tops. But on the bottom, they look perfectly aligned. So that's what makes me think I want to join at the edges. So I'm going to join the edge of my small triangle. I'm going to right click on the graphics area to just move my perspective. And that way I can see the other side of the tall triangle. And I'm going to click on this edge here. Let's see, I don't know if that works. Yeah, I think we ended up on the center point there. So let's undo. We're going to do that again. We're going to fasten the small triangle to the tall triangle. No, I didn't get it again. Let me try one more time. Got one edge. And I've got another edge. That looks good. Okay, do you kind of see what I mean, that the bottoms are aligned perfectly, but we see a little bit of the small triangle doesn't quite line up with the top of the tall triangle. Okay, so we have created our assembly with the cube and the two triangular prisms. What is missing? My name, of course, right? Where can I put it? I think I'm going to put it on the top of the cube. Let me go back to my Part Studio. I'm going to make a sketch on the top face of the cube. I'm going to look down on things from the top. And I'm going to use the text tool. Let me zoom in a little bit here. I'll put my name right on the cube. Mrs. Ayala. And let me just make sure I have it dimensioned properly. I'm going to go 0.1 from the top. And I want to be 0.1 from the side. And then I'm going to define the width of my name to be 0.75. There we go. Finally, we can extrude my name with a remove, and it does not have to be very deep. I'm going to go 0.05. Alright, I can't see it very well from here. There it is. And then if I look at my assembly, there we go. So your name should also be visible in your assembly. Also, as in our other recent assemblies, we want to show our mate features. Notice this is all written in step 5 here. Submit an isometric image of your assembly with the mate features eyes and with hidden edges visible. So let's see the eyes here. That means that our mate features are showing. And let's choose from the View Cube menu. Instead of hidden edges removed, I want to change that option to hidden edges visible. Great. So your last step will be to take a screenshot and upload it to Schoology Task 60.